how ballistic spray sparked Spurs' record surge, and why Ange can go all the way. After 9 straight wins, including a 2-0 victory against Fulham on Tuesday morning, Spurs are comfortably atop the Premier League standings under Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham revolution. Tottenham overtook Manchester City, Arsenal, and Liverpool after the Australian team's victory to take the overall lead by 2 points. Additionally, Postecoglou instilled in his team a thrilling, high-pressure style of game that has helped Spurs ascend to the top of the tree in spectacular fashion. After the victory, star signing James Maddison gave an exclusive look at how it was accomplished, explaining how a ballistic spray in a friendly match against Shakhtar Donetsk set off the incredible run. After the break, with the scores tied, the Australian manager imposed strict guidelines on his players, telling them to follow his high-press strategy, which had worked for him at Celtic. After the Fulham victory, Maddison remarked, "The first day he came in, he said pressing high is almost a non-negotiable at any stage of the game. He went crazy at halftime in a preseason game where we were up 1-0 or 2-0, and we kind of stopped pressing and sat in a little bit. Here it was, Shakhtar Donetsk." He claimed that Tottenham has nearly always behaved in this manner, trying to hold on to a lead. He said that continuing and applying pressure is unavoidable, and we managed to score 3 and 4. Postecoglou's obsession with perfection was evident on Tuesday as the manager expressed dissatisfaction with his team's performance in the second half. He said that his team lost energy and stopped pressing, which, if not for some shoddy finishing, would have allowed Fulham to tie the game late on. Postecoglou was obviously not happy with his team's performance, and Jermaine Defoe, a legend in the Premier League, thinks the manager intended to send a message to the dressing room following the match, similar to what he did during the preseason. That just shows his standards. Even though they won, he's not happy with the performance. The second half, he said, the movement and the intensity wasn't the same, added Defoe. At the same time, the manager is saying don't get too carried away. It sends a message to the dressing room as well. It makes people sit up in the dressing room and go, "Ooh, standards." There's a lot of reverse psychology is managing, said fellow Premier League veteran Michael Owen. Even if Spurs led up in the second half, the triumph improved Postecoglou's standing in the United Kingdom once more. In addition to making Tottenham consistent victors, he is now credited for shattering the club's reputation as Spursy, a nickname used by the team's critics to characterize their alleged weakness. The headline for the Telegraph's preview of the match says, "Under Ange Postecoglou, Tottenham is no longer Spursy, they are the real deal." According to Jason Burt, the publication's lead football journalist, Postecoglou has had a rapidly transformative effect on the team, something no other manager in Premier League history has done. The proof is in the bag. Unambiguous and unambiguous. Spurs are unrecognizable from the poor group he inherited, even though it's still a small sample size, the author noted. The Spurs returned to the top of the table with a result that, quite honestly, was never in doubt, so the pessimism, the load, and the sourness are all gone. Spurs are the most non-Spursy team imaginable under Postecoglou. Their victory had an air of certain inevitability. Maddison linked it to the matchup between Tottenham and Shakhtar, which the team ultimately won 5-1, with Harry Kane taking center stage. When Kane finally left the team to join Bayern Munich, the experts predicted that Spurs would have a difficult season. Postecoglou, though, is at the top of an elite list following Spurs' most recent victory. After his 9 Premier League games, he now has the most points of any new manager. Postecoglou was commended by former England internationals Defoe and Owen for persevering through a difficult time and giving his team confidence when their greatest player left. "It won't be easy to replace him because of the way he handled the Harry Kane situation in the summer," Defoe remarked. "The way Tottenham plays, on the front foot and aggressive, has just been amazing. To stay that calm and believe in what you have and how you can improve this team. We keep saying about the new signings, Maddison has been massive," the speaker continued. Postecoglou, according to Owen, is full of self-belief and is responsible for the club's high standards. Regarding Postecoglou's approach, Owen remarked, "You know, these are my ideas and this is what we are doing, end of story, you've got to buy into it. I believe that the team is operating with clarity throughout, and as we are all aware, momentum may grow. This team is now making progress. It's very difficult to stop once you start building that and gaining the belief of everyone around you." Spurs' title credentials are starting to come under scrutiny now that they are unquestionably at the top of the Premier League standings. It's interesting to note that Tottenham has a significant edge because they only have 2 competitions left to compete in after Fulham eliminated them from the League Cup. The Premier League and domestic competitions must be prioritized for the remaining 3 teams in the top 4, as well as their Champions League matches. When asked if Tottenham might challenge for the championship following the match, captain Son Heung-min refrained from getting too carried away, stating that the club needed to remain humble. But according to Defoe, Spurs can dream. Defoe remarked, "I know all Spurs supporters are dreaming right now, but we said before there's a lot of football to be played. There are some elite teams, just look at Manchester City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. All you can do is concentrate on the next match and perform at that level." Owen talked about how Leicester gained an advantage from not participating in Europe during their historic underdog Premiership triumph in 2015-16. Thus, it wouldn't be as shocking as that for Spurs to win, he continued. "It does make you think. These big teams have loads and loads of games," he said. "You are fresh and fired up because all of a sudden you are just focusing on one thing every week." Thanks for being with me. For more news updates, please like, share, comment, and subscribe sportsjin.